All right, it's Friday. Welcome to the pod. Start us off, Brian. What's the topic?
So today I wanted to talk a little bit, piggyback on what you guys talked about last time about NIL. So the players, not all players are getting paid. It's NIL. It stands for name, image, likeness. So pretty much like if you want to sponsor a certain player based on their popularity, their obviously name, image, likeness, then you can pay him directly. You don't really have to pay the whole football team or the whole basketball team. It was a bill that was passed by the Assembly of California back in 2019, so it's been in effect for a couple years now. Now it got some pushback because um, a lot of states didn't want to follow along with it. They were like, "No, like we don't want to do this. Why are you guys pushing this into college athletics?" But obviously, I guess something happened. You know how politics for you. I mean, everybody just got along to get along, and obviously California, Texas,
Yeah,
obviously the big states there. Um, those players are pretty much, I mean, they're swimming in it. Look at Caleb Williams in USC. I mean, he's making a lot of money. But the nice thing about Caleb is he's a good guy.
yeah,
From what I've heard is that he actually has Beats. Beats is sponsoring him, and he's like he gave away like Beats headphones to like the volleyball team or something like that to the female volleyball team. So he's he's spraying around. He's spraying around the love, you know. So it's kind of cool. I mean, these guys are not unionized, but you know, it's up to the right start, and then plus, I mean, you could have like certain people provide them with like health insurance and stuff like that. So it's kind of like it's interesting. Like that's something that I really want to look into more as we go along with this
yeah.
podcast. Yeah,
Yeah, the lifespan of a player, especially at college, it's very short. You not might,
correct.
might not make it to the pros. Why not cash in while you can
A-
right then?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, these guys. I mean, just like in that Untold Johnny Manziel on Netflix. I mean, Texas A&M. I mean, they were your mom and pop Texas school, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
Johnny Manziel, man, that money that was going in off of merchandise, the games. I mean, they went into the SEC. SEC, ESPN was paying them a lot of money to broadcast the games, and so I mean, it's just unreal. I mean, they demolished the stadium they were playing in and built a palace.
yeah,
I mean, it's just like, man, what are these guys doing? These guys, the school was flourishing off of their blood, sweat, and tears, obviously off of their hard work. So, you know, I mean, let them get paid. Why not? You know, not all these guys are going to become professional athletes just because they are at Division One. I mean, it's like the commissioner said. I mean, sometimes the lifespan is just 4 years, 2 years, what have you. Some of these guys are walk-ons. You know what I mean? These guys they weren't five-star recruits, so you know, let them get some. I mean, they're putting the work. I mean, they're student athletes, yes, or they're get their education, but you know, let them get paid. What's wrong with that? You know, give them some cheeseburgers. I mean, the whole thing with Harbaugh. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I mean, Harbaugh, like he got like suspended 3 games, you know, because of the whole I guess those stipulations or what have you. He gave some kid some cheeseburgers and he got suspended 3 games. Granted, I mean it was kind of slap on the wrist, but yeah, I mean there's a lot of agree to disagree on that, but that's a different topic. But yeah, I mean let the kids play, get them paid.
What
That's
do you
all
think?
I'm all about that. Yeah,
What do you think, DG? Why don't the schools want to pay them? Just
You
keep
know,
that.
it's these universities, they know it's a money market, and sad to say, yeah, they put up the front that, yeah, these kids, they're getting their education, but good lord, they're raking in all this money every season, and you know uh I was gonna say, these college video games, I don't know if those are still
right.
popular, but
Yeah, yeah.
like they're using these
Hmm.
guys' images, so
Yes,
I
yes.
yeah, dude, it's I'm glad they're getting something back.
And you know
It's
what, too?
starting to evolve.
I realized last year too that they're on DraftKings now. So like
Oh,
they were like the big bowl games.
yeah.
Like I was just curious, and man, I saw some college games, and they had like individual players on there. I'm like, man, I mean, they're like having on gambling sites now too. So it's just like it's not just the pros, even college now too. So that's interesting.
That was a big incentive, right? To go into the draft early so you can make that money? Like,
Yes.
especially basketball, right?
Yeah.
You're 18,
Yes.
19. Why stick around when you
Right.
hurt your knees and have to like bow out? Just go into the draft early if you think you could get up high enough and then cash in, right?
Yeah, because I mean, in the first round, you get a specific amount of millions.
Right.
Okay.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
as you go down the road, down the rounds, less and less. But if you're a first rounder, you're guaranteed a pretty high rate of millions of dollars right there, even if you're our bust in your first year per se. But I mean, just
Yeah.
that first year alone, you're already making money just by getting your name called by the commissioner. You know what I mean? It's unreal.
There you go. All right. Did you have another topic, Brian?
Yeah, I wanted to go into injuries. Like I was telling the commissioner before we got on, we did kind of like a mini meeting about this. I wanted to specify like on injuries. I mean, so I mean, there's like a lot of injuries. We get that. But I think now it more than ever, it's more prevalent because it's like we see injuries as like, oh man, like this guy, turf toe, something so small like a plantar fasciitis, which I suffer from, and I have to. I go to work every day. I have plantar fasciitis on both of my feet.
A
So
big boss mailman suffers from plantar fasciitis. I don't
and you
believe
know
it.
what? Nothing helps. Nothing helps. Shoes, soles, no matter what, you're still pounding the pavement. But I mean, okay, so like a small injury, like I mean, I'm not calling it minor, but I mean, I get it. It's like it's gonna affect your performance on the field, but I feel like there's so much money involved where, we have gambling now, and it's so prevalent because it's like there's so much money involved. It's like the business side of it is like, oh, this player's out with turf toe, so let's sit him out. It's like it's an investment, and I get it. These guys aren't gonna play forever, but it's like I think injuries, like I mean, this whole thing with Burrow, for him to come in and try to play, it was nuts because it's like even Jamar Chase said he told him straight out. I mean, he told him this came out today. He told him straight up, "Hey, you should sit out till week 5 because you're not good. You're not good at play." But I mean, he just signed. He's the richest player in the NFL now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I
Well,
think.
Jamar Chase does not have him on his fantasy team.
And there you go. Yeah,
And he tends to
obviously not. Obviously not. Yeah, we could
put
we could
duct tape
all agree
around
on
that
that.
leg, around that calf muscle, and get out there and start
And
scoring some
I'm not
touchdowns.
and I'm not poking fun at you, commish. I got him in one of my other leagues. I bargain shopped because I was like, man, let me see if I can bargain shop a quarterback. And he fell down to me, and I took him. I'm also happy. I was like, okay, the rest of my team is pretty stacked. I'm pretty happy with Joe Burrow. I mean, they were my pick to go to the Super Bowl this year in the AFC, and the AFC is stacked. But granted, I mean, you're 0-2. You're gonna go down 0-3 to the Rams. I'm putting it on paper. Send it to the bank. You know what I mean?
Really?
Is that true,
They're
DG?
they're just not, and I'm not just being a ramatic. It's just like I mean, we're going with it. And they're gonna be 0-3. The Rams are gonna go up 2-1.
A
I
Rams
mean,
fanatic? Is that what a ramatic is?
yeah, I mean, just like us, who like we think that the Rams are the best team in football. I mean,
No,
we're pretty
no,
instead of being dramatic, we're
yeah.
dramatic. A little
Oh, you're
play on
dramatic
words.
and a ramatic.
Yeah, I'm not being dramatic. So I want to be completely bipartisan on this thing. It's because I mean it's all there. I mean, even Mixon's not playing well. And Mixon's a bell cow running back too. But the thing is, Burrow's not right. He's not right. And I
Yeah.
think he felt like the obligation was, hey, I gotta play. Like I'm the highest paid player now in the NFL. Like, don't worry about position wise. He's just like in general, he's a top dog now. So I think he feels that burden where, man, I gotta play. And he's not well. He's not well. And by Jamar Chase, your teammate, your guy saying that, it's like, oh man, that's big news. And I mean, I think if he does play on Monday night, pardon, if he does play on Monday night, I think it's a pride thing too, because I think he wants to take down the Rams. I mean, the Rams beat
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. So I mean,
Oh, That's right.
There's gotta be there's that extra motivation for him. Then that's why he's practicing. That's the reason why he's practicing too. He wants to get on the field. He wants to play. He's ultimate competitor. But yet, man, that North Division, I called it even before week one. I think Cleveland's gonna win. Even though Watson doesn't look good. Chubb, I'm sorry, Kamish. Chubb went down. That was nasty.
That was brutal.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was brutal. But you know what though, man? Cleveland, they're pretty damn good. And I think everybody's underestimating them. I'm not gonna crown them Super Bowl champs.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do the whole Jets thing, where everybody was crowning them. I mean, people were crowning the Lions last year, they were on Hard Knocks. It's that Hard Knocks effect, you know what I mean? You see them and they're like, oh man, this Craig Reynolds guy, he looks pretty good, man. He looks pretty good, DeAndre Swift.
Does
Everybody's
Burrow
very
play?
proud. Oh, Dan Campbell, eating kneecaps, and he's gonna bring a light on the field. But it's week 3, and I want to tell you two gentlemen as well, don't panic. I get it. I'm 1-1. The commission is you're undefeated, correct?
I'm 2-0, baby.
2-0. And you're in the doghouse right now. But don't jump overboard. Trust me. The way it's only been 3 weeks, and there's already so many injuries. I mean, it's just unreal.
Yeah.
And then so now with the injuries, like as my original point was, there's so much money tied up where they want to keep these players as fresh as they can, especially since they added an extra week of regular season football. They want to keep them as fresh throughout the regular season. I mean, with this whole narrative with Rodgers too, where he's going to come back. And he's not coming back. Come on. He's not coming back.
No,
And even with him, I didn't think they were making the Super Bowl. I'm sorry. Wild card. Miami is a team to look for in that division. Tua is just like, wow. Mike McDaniels can coach, okay? He falls under that McVay tree too. McVay and Shanahan. That guy can coach, and he's bringing the best out of Tua. I mean, Tua looks like a completely different quarterback. He looks even better than Alabama, Tua. And I mean, it's just like they have the running game going. Vic Fangio, the defense. Miami's going to win a division. Buffalo is good, but they're not the last 2 years. Buffalo, they're not. You got what do you gentlemen think?
Go ahead, DJ.
Like Brian's saying, such a cutthroat league. Even if you're hurt, man, you kind of have to play, And yeah, the smallest of injuries does affect the player, but man, you're getting millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
You got to step foot on that floor,
Yeah.
But the other side of the coin,
Yes.
if we're getting a little bit older, I'm not going to say how old we are.
Correct.
But,
No, absolutely. Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
those little nagging pains turn into
Yes.
bigger things,
Yes.
if you don't rest, if you don't get that treatment. So
Correct.
yeah, it's a gladiator sport, and
Yes, it is.
love it. But yeah, I mean, these guys do have to put they got to go all out.
Yeah.
That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah.
What do you think, Commish?
Well, let me ask you this question before I chime in here, DJ.
Yes, sir.
I want to hear what you think first, and then Brian. If you're the Bengals, do you send them out there next week?
No.
I say yes.
Oh,
No. Yeah, we're gonna agree to disagree, but yeah, I mean, as much as I I want to be dramatic, and I want my Rams to get that W, because the backup quarterback was Brownlee. Nobody's I haven't heard of this cat,
Yeah.
but I mean, they could bring out
wait, who's the backup? Brownlee?
Brownlee, yeah, Brownlee.
Who's this guy? Never heard of him, man?
They could bring
Never
out
heard of them.
they could bring out the Boomer Esiason from and Colin Collinsworth from their prime years, out on the field. But then no, the Rams are going to go in there and they're going to smash. I mean, the Rams are going to prove a lot of people wrong this year, and I'm not being dramatic. That's just good coaching, McVay. This whole thing with Kyron Williams, he's a stud. I mean, out of Notre Dame, this guy's a stud. His backup is I forgot his backup, but I know one of the backups is Zach Evans. He's another stud. I mean, McVay, I don't like how he went public with it because it's like I feel like they could have gotten more. I mean, Akers is a qualified NFL running back, so you could have gotten more, especially with all these injuries. I mean, I'm pretty sure there was
back real quick. DJ, why would you send them out there?
like Brady mentioned earlier, he just got one of the most. You got to go to work, brother. You know.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it? It's a shoulder or what's
Calf,
wrong?
No,
right?
it's a calf strain.
Yeah.
Oh, a
Calf
calf
strain. And it's
Hey,
been this
man.
injury that's been nagging him for years. So I mean, the year that he like, I think it was if I'm not mistaken, his rookie season was the year where he kind of sat out. So this calf strain's been haunting him. I
Yeah.
mean, I kind of see DG's point too, because I mean, look at Cooper Cup, nagging injury with his hamstrings, seeing a specialist. I think the Rams, see that's why I brought up the conversation, because I think the Rams are thinking long term. I mean, we got Puka out of the 5th round out of BYU. Nobody knew about
What a
Puka.
pickup. Yeah.
I mean, solid pickup, just like another Cooper Cup out of Eastern Washington. I mean, the Rams just like they scout talent. I mean, that's what they do. I mean, the Jared Goff, a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh man, that was a bad pick. You should have gone with Wentz, or you should have taken somebody else." You know what? He was great.
Yeah.
The thing is he needed to be coached right. And McVay came in here, turned that sucker around. First year in, Super Bowl, baby. They got there, and he got out coached by the best, Belichick, Tom Brady. I
Well,
mean,
I feel differently about Belichick now that Tom Brady left and he did not
correct,
win anything. But
correct.
I would say like if Burrows doesn't start, that makes it easy because right now it's like you're not really like in terms of fantasy, it makes it easy because you got
Yes, yes,
scoring
yes, of
points,
course, of course.
you
Yeah.
got
No,
3, and then 14. He's not really living up to
yeah,
you know how much I spent on him on the auction for the
absolutely. But no, but like my thing is okay, real football wise, sit him out. Fantasy
yeah.
football wise, sit him out too. And I would stash him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I mean, I'm being a friend. I would stash him because he's a quality quarterback. Once you're gonna make the playoffs.
So you're saying
Yeah.
sit Burrow now? People who have Burrow, sit him week 3.
Yes, yes. I have in my other league. I picked up Stafford. Thankfully, Stafford was still on the wire. I picked up Stafford. I'm starting Stafford. I mean, I just through 2 bad games. I'm 1-1. The first game, he lost me that first game, that week 1. That week 2, I mean, he was he was slightly better, but the rest of my team was so much better that it carried me. And this week 3, I'm just like, no, I'm not taking the risk. Like I'm 1-1. I can't go down 1-2. But honestly though, you have a very solid team, commish. As a friend, like I said, if he does sit out, stash him. Don't let him go anywhere.
Yeah.
Let him collect a little bit of dust. Bring him back. He's gonna be good to go. It's like DG said, nagging injuries. You need the proper rest, proper treatment. I mean, if he's rushing this and he gets injured worse, I mean, these guys, like I said, my pick is Cleveland. But if they show that spark that they had when they played the Rams in the Super Bowl that season, I last year, last year they had it against the Chiefs. I mean, they were there.
Oh,
They were there. It was
yeah.
like what a brutal loss. You guys, you guys took out Buffalo. I mean, Buffalo was a top dog. You took out Buffalo.
Yep.
Go play the Chiefs. Mahomes on one leg and he still took you out. It's like, oh man, like that's a tough. They've been taking some poundings. Super Bowl, bad loss in the divisional. No, was it the divisional or the championship? Was the AFC championship correct? Or
Correct.
is it the divisional? That's one I'm uncertain right now at the point. I know they played the Chiefs, and then they came down to field goals. I mean, oh man, it was a tough way to lose because you had Mahomes on the ropes, but you can never count that guy out. That's why he's Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
But
they
I
lost
have
to
Jared Goff for backup.
Yeah, and Goff is a very solid backup. I mean, as long as he's playing in the dome, he's easy 20 points at least minimum. Minimum.
Go ahead, did you say?
No, I was just gonna say that the Bengals lost against the Chiefs, and it was a silly call at the end.
Yes,
You know,
that too.
it could have gone either
Correct.
way. But,
Correct.
you
Correct.
know,
Yeah, you
it is
kind of
what
hate
it
to
is.
see it like that because I mean,
Yeah.
look at the Steelers and Browns. I mean, this Monday night, that was pass interference. I mean, I walked into work the next morning on Tuesday. Everybody came up to me, "Hey, what do you think about that call?" Oh, that was pass interference. You
Yeah.
know, they
Yeah.
they 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 stole that game. Not only did they lose like Nick Chubb, they lost they lost the game too. It's like, wow, like put salt on their wound, ref. Like, come on. They lost the main guy. Hey, but that Jerome Ford's gonna be good. That guy's gonna be good. I'm not worried about Kareem. Kareem
Oh,
Hunt
you don't
is
think
there
Kareem
to
Hunt is going to be the guy?
no, 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 sir, no. Kareem Hunt's gonna be there to spell him, just to change the pace. But that Ford kid, he's a league winner. He's a league winner. Yeah.
So Nick Chubb got his knee folded the wrong way, like the
Oh, it was brutal.
laundry or something.
Mm.
So it happened. It happened in college too, from what I understand. He broke his leg
Yeah,
in
what
college.
was it when he was in Georgia? Correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
same leg, tore some ligaments, and yeah, I mean, it's he's always been dealing with a nagging injury, but yeah, now I mean, it's very much questionable. I mean, is he really gonna come back? He's obviously not a college player anymore. He's not a rookie anymore. I mean, he's already had some wear and tear on that leg. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever remember watching WCW, but that injury reminded me of when Sid Vicious fought Scott Steiner. You guys want to look it
I
up?
remember
It's
that.
pretty gnarly. He was on the top
The-
rope. He goes down to try to kick Scott Hall,
Yeah.
and dude, he lands on the wrong on like he lands on one leg and just went
Ugh.
like the same thing, dude. It was gnarly. And you could just see the camera just zoom away, dude. Yeah, man. It was just like, oh, yeah.
Man.
It was
Well, you know,
rough.
I think the live broadcast did zoom away from it because
It did, and they didn't do a replay.
yeah, I was like looking for it and I couldn't find it, and then I saw it and I was like, ooh, yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, it was,
That was bad.
I mean, helmet right to the knee. I mean, like this guy's going 100 miles per hour. These guys are going fast.
Yeah, there was a thing on ESPN that they chose not to air it or not to show it
Yes,
again. What do you guys think about that?
yes, yeah, yeah. You know what? I mean, the internet is savage as it is. So
Yeah.
I mean, regardless, the internet got to it. If this was 1995 Monday Night Football, yeah, I mean
Way
that would have
different.
been, yeah. Unless you're recording and you got the express written consent from the NFL. You got your cassette tape and but no, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's yeah. Even me, like who I'm not wary of stuff like that. But I mean, even for me, it was pretty gnarly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you also gotta remember ESPN is owned by Disney. And,
Yeah, correct.
you know,
It's a family show. I mean, they're trying to
yeah.
make it. Yeah, yeah. They're trying to Disney it up as much as they can. Okay, so on Disney, I'm so glad you brought this up because it's like, can we talk a little bit about what's his name? The punter, what is his name?
Ooh,
The new show, McAfee,
McAfee?
the McAfee show, the
Oh, Pat McAfee?
Pat McAfee. Thank you.
Um,
So, what do you guys think? I mean, I
He's
think
good.
you,
He's
you
good. I like
like
the
him.
show.
Okay.
He's an entertaining guy. Like I watch his
See, that's
clips.
the thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's very
Okay, so
energetic.
yes,
He played the game. He has good stories. He's good at talking. He's loud.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
all the other personalities on ESPN to me are boring. Like
Correct,
I,
correct.
I, I
I
think
get you.
yeah.
I get you. I mean, I like Stephen A. and Mad Dog when they have Christopher Russo and they
Yeah,
go back and
Stephen
forth.
A is a troll. He's there to like troll
Oh, of
people.
course he is. Of
Like
course, and that's why he's there. So he's like so good at it. He has his own
yeah.
podcast. His own podcast is actually pretty good too. It's a good listen.
yeah, when he's serious, he's
Yes.
actually pretty insightful.
Yes, yes. And then like what I like on his podcast, he does both sides of the story. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He's on ESPN, Stephen A. He's like real down, like Stephen A. Like from the heart, like from his perspective. And he's not totally woke either, which I appreciate. You know what I mean?
But it sounded like you did not like the
No,
move for them to get Pat McAfee.
you know what? I was kind of a Max Kellerman guy. Like I kind of got disappointed, right? Right?
Yeah.
I
He
mean,
knows stuff, man.
I loved him on the morning show too. Like I'm not a big ESPN radio guy, but when he was on the morning with J Will with the Keyshawn J Will Max, dude, that was actually pretty good. It was pretty good. Listen, yeah, it was pretty good.
I like Kellerman on boxing. On the rest, I don't know.
Yeah, no, yeah, I mean, that's his money maker. Obviously, boxing, HBO Sports, like
Yeah,
the gym
basketball he
rat.
knows pretty. He does pretty good too, right?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
what do
I
you
don't
guys
know.
think about his rapping?
He rapped.
Did he really?
Bro,
I don't know
Bro.
about that.
No, yeah, no. I gotta look this up. Yeah,
You gotta look it up.
I gotta look this up. I don't know. I guess I'm a little sore because they got rid of the coach too. The NBA. His brother works for TNT.
A basketball
Van
coach?
Gundy. Van
Oh, Van
Gundy.
Gundy. Yeah.
Oh man, it's like how can you? I love that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy, he straight up said it like it is. He didn't
He's
get
an announcer too, right? He does
great
the
announcer. I mean, he was a great coach too,
yeah.
but he was solid, man. He was a solid announcer. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like, come on, if you're gonna get rid of him, you might as well get a Mark Jackson too. Then you know
Yeah.
what I
Oh,
mean?
last podcast we talked about, or DG brought up Mark Sanchez as an announcer, and I finally heard him that weekend, and he sounds pretty likable.
Yes.
That's the way he came across to me, as a likable guy.
Yes.
Which is weird because I feel like people always hate on Mark Sanchez. Like no matter what's happened, people always hating him.
I think a lot of people hate him because he's a handsome guy. You know, he's from California.
Yeah.
He could come off as like very suave, like, you know, I'm kind of better than you, but he seems like he's a good guy. His analysis, like when he's on with Colin Cowherd, is like the best. I mean, like he's not the best, but like I said, he's up there. I mean, he's pretty damn good. Like his analysis is just like I'll take him over Romo, and I loved Romo when he first came on the scene. But now Romo just wants to he's a towel boy now. He's like, you know, I mean, let me clean up your towel, Patrick. You know, let me get you some Gatorade. Like, no, dude, like, come on, call the game. Like, I mean, I'll take Phil Simms again. I mean, Phil Simms was pretty good. You know, I mean, bring back Phil Simms. And I know that it's a health thing for Phil Simms. That's why he's not in the booth anymore. And I respect him for that.
Oh, what's wrong with him?
I think he had colon cancer.
Oh shit.
Or something with his back. Something with his back. I heard about it this week on the on Mad Dog.
Oh,
but yeah, that's why he's not in the booth anymore, because it was just so uncomfortable for him. And but just before, I know we only got a limited time, but you know, I mean, Romo was an entertaining quarterback. Let's put it that way. I mean, he played for the Dallas Cowboys. You know, he's no Danny Don Meredith. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's like, come on, like you impressed us by calling the plays the first year, and now after that, like, I mean, it's like, dude, like every time you're calling a Chiefs game, you're all on Patrick Mahomes. It's like you're the CBS version of Chris Collinsworth. Oh well, this guy, and you know, he's like, no, dude, I don't want to hear that. Come on, give me a break, brother. Like,
Get out of here.
yeah, like, dude, and Mike Tirico talking about putting asterisks on the Lions win week 1. Come on, like, come on, guys. Let's talk it. That's your personal opinion. Let's talk about the game that's in front of us. I mean, put some respect on the Lions' name. I mean, the Lions, they didn't look good last week, but they're going to be pretty good this year. I think they're my pick for the North.
Brian, that's what they do. They just ruffle feathers, you know. They want those clicks, you know.
Yeah, and you know what? That's the thing. That's why I watch all my games on Red Zone. Like I can't deal with, like, Scott Hansen is fantastic. Like, you guys should really look into getting Red Zone. It's worth every single penny. I mean, it's so great. It's great. I just can't do the commercial breaks either. I mean, they're pretty funny. Like, especially that those Andy Reid ones. Those are pretty funny. But it's like, okay, dude, like, I saw this commercial like for the 10th time today. It's like, nah, dude, come on. Like, I gotta flip onto like Law and Order or something else, man, in between, because I can't deal with these commercials anymore, man.
Do you think part of the hate for Mark Sanchez was that he was at USC?
I think so. Yeah, it is. I mean, there's obviously that USC bias. I mean, if he would have played for Penn State or Florida, you know, Florida State or Alabama, oh man, you know, praise the guy. Notre Dame, you know, I mean, nobody talks about Brady Quinn. Brady Quinn played for Notre Dame. You know, he's an analyst. What about Matt Leitner? Matt Leitner played for USC. I think it's just the thing where it's like he comes off as kind of, like I said, like suave, kind of cocky sometimes, and I think people don't like that.
Hey Brian, you got to remember too. He was around that whole scandal with the Heisman, Reggie Bush. It was all those years too. So it rubbed off. You know, it rubbed some people the wrong way. You know.
But I think it's more like Matt Leitner though. When you think about it, Matt Leitner was the quarterback when Reggie Bush was there during those championship
followed him,
right? And
then
there was like Mark David Booty and Matt Castle, and then it would be like Mark Sanchez. Yeah. But I get you. USC is I mean they're kind of doing it this year, but yet again, I think Colorado's taking a lot of that spotlight now because of Deion Sanders. But you know what though? Those guys can play, and that man can coach. He has. I heard somebody say, I think it was I think it was Paul Gasol or somebody from the Lakers said that he has like Phil Jackson type of qualities. That's like that's pretty high up there for a guy
Really?
first,
Wow.
coaching in a. I mean, Colorado hasn't done anything, but they're still a Division One program. He came from a Division 3, Division 2 at Jackson State to a Division 1. I mean, it's a totally different ball game. It's a bigger pond.
They probably would have lost their last game though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a close game. That was a close game. Yeah, yeah. And then they might lose this week to Oregon.
Oh, but people are gonna tune in to watch.
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna tune in. I mean, I tuned in for the last game too, and I definitely want to see how they do against SC and Utah. You can't count out Utah. Utah is damn good. They're good.
Yeah.
Let's switch gears a little bit. So Aaron Rodgers goes down. The rumors go Tom Brady is asked. Brian, I know you hate this idea.
No. I don't hate it. I'm just
no. You hate it. You hate it. I know you do. That's fine.
No. I love Rodgers. I don't care for the Jets.
But why not? Tom Brady comes into the Jets, wins the Super Bowl, ring them.
You're wrong, Kamish. I don't hate it. I love it.
People say that. People say that it's scripted. That's the perfect script right there.
Yeah.
The NFL is scripted. You just bring Hollywood ending right there. You bring Tom Brady.
I mean, for him to go up against, you know what? That'll be funny because if he were to go up against Belichick, I mean, he's in the AFC East, so he's obviously going to have to go against Belichick, and it'll be funny. He's like, he beats Belichick, and then everybody's going to be like, oh, man, well, obviously, like you said earlier, I mean, Belichick ain't shit. Sorry, well, ain't nothing, because Brady's not so good.
Yeah, what do you guys think of Belichick now that he had after Brady's gone?
Real quick, what has he done?
Yeah, no. He hasn't done anything. Yeah. I mean, he wasn't a winner with the Browns. He wasn't a winner with the Jets. I mean, with the Giants. No, well, he didn't. He accepted the job to the Jets, but never coached. He didn't do anything with the Giants. I could say first. Yeah, he coached the Giants for a year, didn't he? I know he was under Parcells. He was under Parcells. And then I think he jumped into the. You know what's interesting? Okay, so going into that, something like similar to that, the Chargers. Okay, Kellen Moore is a number 2 guy. So think about it. If they get rid of what was it, Staley, the Chargers coach. Yeah, I don't recall. No worries.
If they get rid of the Chargers in a minute.
Yeah, I know. Nobody really pays attention, but they're good. I mean, they're terrible on defense.
The Chargers are good?
Say again?
The Chargers are good? Is that what you said?
Yeah. I mean, the Chargers are good. They have so many weapons on offense. I mean, Mike Williams is healthy. Keenan Allen can still play. That Palmer kid can catch the ball. They got that Quentin Johnston out of TCU. He's pretty good. He's still number 4 wide receiver. But, I mean, Justin Herbert. I mean, come on. You got Justin Herbert. I mean, this guy's a stud. I mean,
what are they lacking then? It sounds like an outstanding team.
I think they're lacking defense, and that's his specialty is defense. I mean, they got Khalil Mack, they got one of the Bosa brothers. I mean,
true.
They don't have a secondary, but they're a very good team. They're just playing a tough division. I get that.
Yeah,
I think the Chiefs are going to win the division on the West, but they're not going to repeat as champions.
We're down to the 2-minute warning. DG, give us a hot take.
Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen,
for the Hail Mary.
Let's just keep it fantasy football. Brian, I face you this weekend.
Yes, sir.
Best of luck. You're off to a great
start. Sir. To you as well, sir.
I see you just glossed over the fact that I beat you this week. Without focusing on next week.
Bro, why you got to bring up old stuff for?
And then my hot take is if you're gonna play in a league, don't let artificial intelligence into your league. It's just a disaster.
Yeah, we got one of our teams on auto, and it's running roughshod on the team, just running amok.
All right, Commish, you get the last hot take.
Man, I say Brady comes back, takes the Jets to the promised land, and then
Hallelujah.
So are you?
I think he already said he wasn't gonna do it. He wasn't gonna.
Yeah. Jim Gray asked him the question on the podcast on his Let's Go podcast,
Oh,
and you could tell Tom was like, "Next question, let's
he's
go."
done.
Like, no, I'm not doing this. Yeah, he
He
was
for the
pissed.
Raiders, I guess. With
You don't want to piss him off.
Hey, gotcha.
Oh, gentlemen, pleasure.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Look forward
Yes,
to it next
sir.
week.
All right, we'll see you guys
Hopefully
next
get my
week.
voice back. Yeah.
Nice.